What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole. I'm a person in recovery. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015. And tonight, you guys, we are going to talk about recovery and self-care. So I was going to come on and we're going to do that towards the end of the video, okay? So come on in, bring your asses, okay? Tonight we're going to talk about the importance of taking care of our bodies and ourselves. And obviously I let myself go when I got sober because my ass got fat as fuck. But baby, that's okay because I can still make it, I can still fix it. You know what I mean? It's never the end of the road. It's not over till the fat lady sings, okay? And I ain't singing yet. So we still have time to make a change and get in shape and have the body that we always wanted. Maybe maybe you have the body you always wanted, but maybe you have been slacking on your skincare, or maybe you've been slacking on your meditation and taking care of your spiritual inside of yourself, you know what I mean? And so we're going to talk about the importance of self-care tonight, and then at the end, I'm going to do my mask that I usually do every night. Well, every other night. Every 2 nights, because it's really strong if I use it every night. And all that kind of good stuff. So, come on in. I just got done. So, I'm learning a new thing at my job, which is giving me a lot of responsibility. And so, I just got done scheduling my first patient's appointment. And I hope that I scheduled them on a good day, because they told me to only schedule 2 new patients every day, 2 new patients a day, 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening. And so, or 1 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon. And so I scheduled this person at 3:30. I hope that's okay, because like they couldn't come in at 1:30. So I put them on at 3:30, from 3:30 to like 4:30. So I did everything they told me to do. I got all their insurance information. I put in their pharmacy information. I put in their primary care physician. Like, y'all, I'm fucking learning how to do, what is it called when you're like a medical assistant or something like that? That's me. I'm learning how to be a medical assistant from the comfort of my own home. Which is pretty awesome. So, all the calls, like, for new patients come to me anyway for Dr. B's office. So, I should have already been scheduling people, but now I can do it on my own, and I don't have to, like, have somebody else do it for me, because we got a new office manager, and she's like, I don't know why you aren't doing it, and I'm like, I don't know why either, you know? So, I'm going to do it now. So, that's cool. I'm excited. I like having responsibility, you know what I mean? It keeps me on track. So, all right, let's start out. Y'all know what we do. We got to read a meditation. So, let me see if I can find one that will fit with what we're talking about today. Okay. Let me see. I'm trying to find a good one. Hey guys, hey Missy. Y'all do me a solid. Y'all know how to do the thingy. Like the video, share the video. Okay, I already read that one. Okay. Okay, here we go. One of the effects of alcoholism and addiction is that many of us have denied or devalued our talents, feelings, achievements, and desires. We need to learn to know, appreciate, and express our true selves. Creativity is a powerful way to celebrate who we are. It is a spiritual energy that nourishes our vitality. It is a way to replace negative thinking with positive action. Every one of us is brimming with imagination, but it often takes practice to find it and put it to use. Yet anything we do in a new way can be creative. building a bookcase, trying a new seasoning on a vegetable, taking a new approach to handling finances, finger painting, problem solving, tapping out a rhythm on the tabletop. Creative energy is within us and all around us, whether we are writing a masterpiece or folding the laundry. Every original act asserts our commitment to living. Our program encourages us to acknowledge our achievements and to live each day fully. When we create, we plant ourselves firmly in the moment and teach ourselves that what we do matters. Today, I will make use of the precious gifts of imagination. Thus, I will turn away from negativity, self-doubt, and fear and celebrate life instead. Celebrate life instead. Like we have been literally reading so many meditations about turning away from negativity. Y'all hear that? Turning away. It doesn't mean, oh, hi, negativity. Let me be your best friend. Let me run over here and hang out with you. Like, we need to go away from that, and that's what I try to do. Like, I try to stay away from negativity. It doesn't serve me any to surround myself with people who are negative. You know what I mean? So let me share something with you guys. When I first got sober, I was 175 pounds, okay? You're probably like, damn, girl. No, that's skinny for me. I was skinny. I looked good. And I remember back then thinking I felt so, I was thinking I was so fat, right? I wasn't. So when I first got sober, I, would complain about my weight, and I was, unhappy with it then. And now, 6 years down the line, I'm like, damn, can I go back to that? Can I please go back to the way I used to be? I'm also going to be 40 years old in March, so, that does have, play a part in what my weight is. But what I did, you guys, is I lost track of who I was, and I got so invested in my child and making sure I was being a good mom, that I lost sight of taking care of myself. I put all of my identity in recovery and motherhood. And I never took time out to do anything for me. I never took time to go to the gym. I never took time to take a nice hot bubble bath. I never took time to go for a walk. Like, I totally, put everything into my recovery and my son. And now, I'm kind of kicking myself in the butt for not focusing on my health and my physical health, But, like I was saying before, at least I can change that. You know what I mean? Like, I could have went the wrong way. I could have not focused on my recovery and got super hyper focused on my weight and started starving myself again, which that's another thing that I have to be really careful about, is that I don't starve myself, because that's what I'll do. If I get depressed or I feel some type of way about my weight, I'll stop eating. And I will starve myself to the point where I am emaciated, It's horrible. I feel that way because I was 120 pounds or less on drugs, and now I'm 160. Yeah, I bet you look great, girl. Happy Friday, Tracy. What's up, girl? And so I know all of you ladies can relate to what I'm saying, whether or not you're gained a lot of weight or just gained a little weight, right? I feel uncomfortable in my own skin. So what we're going to do is we're not going to complain about it, okay? We're not going to complain about feeling uncomfortable. What we're going to do is we're going to start making small changes in our life. That's what I've been doing. I've been walking in the evenings with my son and my husband. It's getting cooler here in Arkansas. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Because I'm telling you, when you're a fat bitch, it's hard to walk outside when it's fucking humid and it feels like your titties are sweating like the fucking, like the rainforest, okay? It literally feels like I am in a swamp. My crotch is a swamp. I'm like, fuck this shit. I don't want to be out here. So if it just needs to get a little bit cooler, and then I'm going to be out there having the best time of my life. So I want to share something with you guys that somebody I talked to today, and she's gonna be a guest on my YouTube channel, so y'all better be excited because this is gonna be an epic story. So her name is Lindsay, and she's actually from Little Rock, where I live. Lindsay's been following me for a while here on TikTok, and she watches my videos, and she particularly relates to my videos about addiction and pregnancy, you know. Well, she had messaged me, and a lot of you guys did this, and I didn't know y'all messaged me here. A lot of you guys messaged me on my Real Talk Recovery page, the Real Talk Recovery with Nicole page. If you messaged me on that page, I just answered back 20 people who messaged me on that page. That's just my page. My group is Real Talk Recovery, just Real Talk Recovery on Facebook. So anyway, she had messaged me on the page, and she sent me the article of what happened to her family. Are y'all ready to hear it? So first of all, she was struggling with Adderall addiction when she was younger. And she married this guy who was super well off. He was a pilot in the airport or in the Air Force or something like that. He went to an Ivy League college, and then he was working on the oil fields. So he was never home. He was like always gone. But, you know, they married, and they ended up having 2 children, a little boy and a little girl. And they were only like 13 or 15 months apart. Well, she got on meth, and he also got on meth, and they were both struggling with addiction. Well, their relationship just wasn't working out, and she ended up finding another man. She ended up falling in love with somebody else, and they were separating, okay? They were separating, and it was time for her kids to start school. It was literally their day to go to school. It was a Sunday, and they were supposed to go to school on Monday. That Sunday, he killed her 2 children and himself. You want to know how he killed himself? Listen to this. This is crazy, and I want her to tell the story because she can tell more of the details and stuff. He placed trash bags over the babies' heads, and he placed a trash bag over his own head, and he took a whole bottle of Klonopin, and that's how they died, from suffocating inside of a trash bag. Can you imagine dying like that? The babies were 5 and 6, I think, or about to be 5 and about to be 6. Beautiful babies. Beautiful. They had beautiful, just blonde hair, cute little, they had their outfits on for school because they wore the white collared shirts with a blue skirt, and he wore white collared shirt with the blue little slacks. And she said he wanted to spite her. He wanted to hurt her because she hurt him because she fell in love with another man, and he wanted to spite her. And it was his weekend to have the children, and so that's what he did. He killed them. He killed them and himself. So she called me. I got to talk to her today. Her name's Lindsay, and she lives here where I live. She used to live here where I live. And so I showed my husband pictures of the guy, and I was like, do you know this guy? And he was like, no. And I was like, me neither, because I was like, maybe we know them, you know? She's super pretty too. Well, after her children passed away, you guys, she really struggled, but she ended up getting sober, right? She's got sober for a while. She was doing really good, and she had another child. Well, then she relapsed for 2 years. But guess what? That's okay, because she's sober again now. She's back on track, and she's been sober for a while now, and she's pregnant again. And she's going to be having her baby on Monday. They're going to do a C-section on Monday. So she's having a little boy. So she has 2 little boys now. But she said she wanted, and this happened in 2017. She wanted to share that with me because it's taken her this long to be able to talk about it and, you know, she was still like, her voice was cracking when I was talking to her. I was about to cry just hearing her tell me the story and going on the website and looking at what happened and reading the article, because all I could think about was like, what if that happened to Nate? You know what I mean? What if something bad happened like that? Like, Neil would never do that, but like, what if something happened, you know, and I lost my child? And I can't even imagine what it would be like if it was someone that I trusted, their own parent. So she has a lot of guilt and shame surrounding what happened, okay? A girl reached out to me, Diana, and her husband that she was with, they were both struggling with addiction. She was struggling with meth addiction. She ended up leaving him and seeing another man, and it was his weekend to have the kids, and he killed their kids. He put trash bags over their children's heads and killed them, suffocated them. And then he ate a bunch of Klonopin, a whole bottle of Klonopin, and then wrapped a trash bag around his own head and then suffocated himself. So how could you do that? Like, how could you suffocate your own self with a trash bag? Like, that's, to me, is just like, what a way to die. Like, can you imagine how scared his kids were? Like, I hope that they were not awake. I hope that they went peacefully, you know what I mean? But in my mind, I start thinking of the worst things that happened, you know? And so she's going to come on my YouTube channel and share her story. But I had to tell you guys because I just got off the phone with her, and she's super sweet. She lives in Nashville now. And so in November, I've got to go to Nashville because I'm going to a conference with my boss. My boss is going to be speaking at a marketing conference. And so me and my other coworker and my boss are going to this marketing conference. But she's going to be there too and come hang out with me. So what I'm thinking is, this is perfect. Since she's going to come up to the hotel room and hang out with me, then we can just do the video live here on TikTok, and she can share her story with you guys and what happened. Yeah, so it was like he was pissed because she fell in love with somebody else. And their relationship, like she told me, their relationship was really unhealthy. Like, he was verbally and physically abusive to her. And he also, like, he had Asperger's, so he didn't really, like, show his love, which, you know, that's not always the case with people who have Asperger's syndrome. My nephew has it. And we, like, really socialized him. Like, he comes up to me and hugs me and tells me how much he loves me, and he's, like, super well adjusted. But her ex-husband, he was raised in homeschool, never had any friends, went to a private all-boys school, then went to, like, an all-private, all-boys college or something like that. Like, he was just really didn't have a lot of social skills. But that still doesn't make any excuse for why he killed their children. Now, he was also really bad on meth. And in the pictures, I'll post the article on my Facebook. She won't mind if I share it with you guys. I'll post the article on my Facebook so you guys can read about it. But I want her, hey Allison, to come and tell her story. And I really think it's going to be amazing. And this is the thing, you guys. Like, when we are fucking around and we're using drugs and alcohol, and we're relapsing and we're running the streets, like, anything bad can happen. Anything bad can happen. What happened when she relapsed, she had shared with me after her kids passed away and she relapsed, that she had gotten really bad off on meth again, and she started to do an escort service, you know, and she then COVID hit. So she had been, you know, relapsed when COVID hit. And COVID hit, and they had stopped. Listen to this. This is so scary to me, but I got to tell y'all about it. They had stopped doing procedures, like abortion procedures. And she had a doctor that was one of her clients. And, well, you can put together the rest. She handled it. They handled it themselves. Like, she was really out there, y'all, in her addiction. So she's going to come. I don't want to tell her whole story, but I'm telling you, like, when you're hearing somebody share with you about their story and you've always thought like, damn, my story's fucking fucked up. I said it to her. I said, damn, girl, I think you got me beat. You know what I mean? I think you got me beat. And I hate that for her. I hate for anybody to have a bad experience, you know what I mean, or have a horrible experience. But she's going to use her experience to stay sober and help other people. And now she has one beautiful little boy and another one on the way that will be here Monday. So November, when I go up to Nashville, Lindsay's going to come on and we're going to do a live stream together and she's going to share her story with you guys. So be looking forward to that. It'll be like November 2nd evening or something like that. So put it on your calendars because that's what's going to be happening, okay? Hey, Tara, what's up, girl? Thank you for being here. So everybody, Tracy has 2 years sober. I'm supposed to announce that. Tracy has 2 years sober. Congratulations, Tracy. I'm fucking proud of you. That's a lot of work, man. I know. That you have come through there, girl. 2 years is a fucking lot of work. So keep on keeping on. You know I'm proud of you. Hey, Roxanne, what's up? Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here. Sorry, I'm dripping water on myself. Okay, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about the importance of self-care, okay? Okay. So, not only is it important to take care of ourselves on the outside, like our physical appearance, but it's also really important to take care of ourselves on the inside. Why? I'll tell you why. Because when I was in active addiction, I didn't go to the doctor. Fuck that. I didn't want to go to the doctor. I was afraid he's going to tell me I had AIDS or something. You know what I mean? I did not want to go. I totally fucking I avoided the doctor like it was the plague. You know what I'm saying? I did not want to go in there because I just knew that there was something wrong with me, which there was. I had hepatitis C, and all, I had hep, and I'm so glad that I was able to find that out, now, once I got sober. But when I was in my active addiction, I would not go to the doctor. I was afraid that I went to the doctor, then they would find me out or something like that. And, a lot of it also, you guys, was shame. Like, I was addicted and pregnant, okay? So, being addicted and pregnant, like, I was so ashamed and embarrassed and ashamed to go to the doctor. Like, I just knew that I was going to walk in there, and they already did. Like, I can remember going to my doctor's appointments, and I was like, what is it called when you, like, you don't have insurance, but the state is like taking care of you, so you have like medical insurance through the state. So it's like, I don't know what it's called, but you go to that place, the Department of Human Services, to get your help, right? To get your doctor and to get your checkups and all that. Well, I would walk in there and they were already like looking at me like, oh, gosh, here's another bitch that's got 3 babies' daddies or something like that. You know what I mean? And that's how you feel like when you're walking in there. And it's not a good atmosphere. It's not a good atmosphere. There's kids, screaming and yelling, parents yelling at their kids. It's just not a fun place to be. And so when I was struggling in my active addiction and pregnant, I was ashamed and I didn't say anything. And I went to the doctor. I had regular checkups and I never said one word about being addicted. And I wish I had. If I could change, and a lot of people say, oh, well, you shouldn't want to change anything. You should be okay with, or healed from that. But y'all, if I could have changed that and been honest and got help while I was pregnant, damn straight I would have. I wish I could go back and do that the right way, because that would have made sure that my son didn't have to be subjected to my addiction. You know what I mean? So, I don't want to get emotional because I know I get so emotional so much talking about it, but I love my son so much. He saved my life. He saved my life. He's the only reason why I'm alive today. Because I did not care about myself at all. So he saved me from myself. I'm so grateful. My son is everything to me. And anytime, I think about doing something stupid or I have a bad day, I always think about my child and how he needs me and he depends on me. Because that's what keeps me going, you know. That's what keeps me going, and coming on here and helping people, that keeps me going too. You know, I am like, I try to be so kind to everyone. I try to be like an example of what I think people should be in recovery. I try to treat people the way I would want to be treated. And I just don't feel like that same shit is reciprocated back to me, you know, especially here online. And lately I've just been so like overwhelmed with just like the negativity and the hate and just people that just have nothing better to do in their lives, you know. And I'm just like praying every day, like, God, just take me and guide me. Let me be able to help people. Like, let me be able to overcome and ignore people who are trying to drag me down, so that way I can continue helping other people, you know. But it's not easy, you guys. It's really not easy. And I am such a sensitive person. Like, I'm not the kind of person that can, like, look at something and just ignore it. You know what I mean? I'm the kind of person, like, when I look at something and I see it and I'm like, damn, why is that? Why did that person say that? You know what I mean? Or why would they think that? I try so hard to help people, or I'm trying so hard to, you know, set a good example. But it affects me. It really does, because like all I want to do is help people. That's all. So anyway, that's why I wouldn't go to the doctor, you guys. I wouldn't go to the doctor because I was like, if I go to the doctor, something bad is going to happen. So once I got sober, and I'm going to tell y'all this is the truth. The first year I got sober, I went to the Suboxone doctor, and when I went there, they sent me to get labs drawn, and so that's how I found out that I had hepatitis C. Once I found out I had hepatitis C, I was so scared that I gave it to my son, that I had it while I was pregnant. But I was like, no, I couldn't have had it while I was pregnant, because they would have known, they would have told me, right? Well, I had to take my son to get his blood drawn to make sure that I didn't give my own child hepatitis C. You know what I mean? So I'm so grateful that I didn't, you know, but I didn't know. And so they had me bring my son in, and he had to have, you know, the blood taken from him. And thank God I didn't have it then. I could not like tell or know for sure if I did. Like, I know the hospital would have told me, you know, but anyway, we did it just to be on the safe side, and thankfully I didn't. But that was the first year that I was sober. So I found out that I had hep C, right? Y'all know I still have hepatitis C, and I've been sober for 6 years. Because that's how much I don't want to go to the doctor. But guess what? I finally went and got my blood drawn and got everything taken care of. And guess what? My medicine is literally waiting at the pharmacy to be delivered to me. All I have to do, my doctor wrote the medication out wrong. So all I have to do is wait for my doctor to fix it, and then I'm getting on Harvoni. They got me on Harvoni. They're going to drive it to my house. They're going to drive the medication to me. It's a specialty pharmacy. They're going to drive the medication to me, and I'm going to start taking the Harvoni. And then my husband, he has to go in right after me and get on his, so that way we both don't keep passing it back and forth to each other. So we'll both be getting the treatment at the same time. But I finally got it taken care of. But I dreaded going to the doctor and doing that. I was so nervous, you know. And I will tell you guys this. If you have hep C and you are like, damn, I'm always tired. Dude, I am too. And I really, like, I cannot wait to get it cured, because I really think that I'm going to feel so much better after I get it taken care of. So that's another reason why, like, I struggled at the beginning of my sobriety. And the first, like, year, I didn't go to the doctor. Now, here's another thing I need to do. Ladies, when's the last time you went to the coochie doctor? When's the last time you had a pap smear? Like, for real. That's so important. I just made an appointment to have one because I haven't had one since my son was born, y'all. And I only have one partner, I'm married, but like I could have cervical cancer, there could be anything going on, hormonal issues, and I just haven't kept up with myself. These are things that like normal people, you guys, do these things like every 6 months or every year or something. You catch Hep C through blood to blood. So like if you were somebody who used syringes behind somebody, if you had a like cut or a tear in you, and then your partner, and you could get it like that. It has to be like as far as I know, their blood to your blood. Yeah, we got to get our boobs squished. Like, this is all stuff we have got to take care of. I haven't had one since I had my daughter 2 years ago. I need to make an appointment ASAP. Yeah, we all need to make appointments, you guys, to get our pap smears, okay? This is stuff like that we put off. Tell me what it is, you guys. Why do we do that? Is it because we don't want to go to the doctor? Is it because we're scared to go to the doctor? Is it because we're just not used to keeping up with those responsibilities? I think that has a lot to do with it too. Like, I'm not used to keeping up with my responsibilities. I'm used to letting my car insurance lapse. I'm used to riding my car on a donut. I'm used to not going to the coochie doctor. I'm used to not getting anything done. You know what I mean? Now, dentist, that's the other thing. So these are all things that if you're sober, we need to start getting ourselves taken care of. So we need to get our dentist appointment. We need to go to the pap smear doctor. We need to get a regular physical, you guys, just like a regular one, How many of you guys have had your mental health checked? Let's talk about the dentist for a second, though, because so many people comment on my teeth. Not the crooked part, but the part about I have my teeth still, okay? I have my teeth still. I don't know why. I shot meth for years and smoked it just as long. And I don't know why I have my teeth still. I truly believe it's genetics, you guys. Some people's genetics are their teeth are just crummy, right? And some people have good, strong, teeth. Or some people have things go wrong that when they were pregnant with their kids, the calcium gets sucked out of their teeth, and that's what makes them crumble like that. I go, but it's so tedious, and it seems like you go and then you go back next week. The dentist sucks, you guys. I'm going to tell you all that right now. I'm supposed to be in therapy, but bailed recently. Chris, girl, I understand. But that right there, therapy, it will be the best thing that you ever did, man. I'm telling you right now, whenever I was in therapy, so I saw my therapist at the subclinic. Her name was Melissa. You guys, I seen Melissa for the first 3 years I was sober. It changed my life. She helped me so much. I could go in there and I would cry. I would talk to her about how I was doing. I would talk to her about me and Neil. Like, we talked about everything. Like, it will really, really help you if you get in there and just have your therapist that you can talk to. I'm telling you, it's the best. It's the best thing in the whole wide world to have somebody that's not emotionally invested or connected to your situation, that can be like a middle man, and listen and not judge you. And so if you can, remake your appointment and get in there and do that, okay? Now, for me, when I was younger, I had regular dentist appointments. I had braces also. Go figure. How do I get this fucking tooth is the bane of my existence, y'all. Everybody on TikTok comments about that fucking tooth. If it's a troll or somebody that doesn't like me, they're going to comment about my motherfucking tooth. Every single time. It never fails. It drives me insane. Yes, my therapist specialized in addiction. Yes. And that's why I think why it was helped me so much. If she didn't understand addiction, I don't think she would have helped me very much. And she was also like super supportive of MAT. And like I would go in there because at this time when I first started seeing her, I was going to Alcoholics Anonymous, okay? And so when I first started seeing her, I was experiencing like a lot of like pushback from people on Facebook who were part of Alcoholics Anonymous. They were judging me for being on medication assisted treatment, and I felt horrible. And I didn't know what to do. And so I would go to her and talk to her about it. You guys, this is how far I've come in my recovery. I have come so far that y'all need to listen. They play my videos in people's Suboxone doctor offices. They play Nicole from Real Talk Recovery's videos at the MAC clinic. Like, I went from, like, not having any support and being on Suboxone, feeling like I was totally alone, feeling like I was not good enough, to saying, fuck it, I'm going to make my own support group, and we are going to kick ass and take names. And that's what I've been doing. That's why I get so disappointed and upset with people when they come in here and they try to like talk about drama and stuff like that, because this, what I do here, you guys, is really because I enjoy helping people and because I have something to offer people. You know what I mean? I have like experience to offer people. I have help to offer people. Any of you guys that are here, that are always here, like Jen and Emily and Tracy and Brenda and Missy and everybody, don't get mad if I missed your name because you know how it is. All of you guys that are always here with me every single night, you guys know, like, I am dedicated to coming up with topics and helping you guys and working through it. You know what I mean? I literally worked my way up from the bottom, you guys. I had nothing. I had 0 followers anywhere, okay? I didn't even have a Facebook when I started sharing my story, okay? I started on Facebook, then I left Facebook, and now I'm, on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, So I started just like you guys are. So that's why, like, if you're watching this video right now and you're like, man, I want to share my story, I want to help other people, then get busy doing it. Then start telling your story. That's what you got to do. That's all you got to do. If I stopped telling my story because of every hater that came around, bitch, I wouldn't be talking. Because it's 24/7 around here on TikTok. 24/7, somebody saying something about somebody. So I stay focused on me and what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So back to our self-care. So like I said, the dentist. If you guys have teeth that are bothering you, if you have abscesses, if you're having pain in your mouth, go get it taken care of. The worst thing you can do, you guys, is ignore it. Because if you have one tooth that's bad right here, it will spread to this tooth, and then this tooth, and then this tooth. And before you know it, half your jaw is going to be rotted out of your head. So bite the bullet and go get it done. Don't be ashamed, okay? If you don't have insurance, get your happy ass up and go down to the Department of Health and Well-Being, or whatever it's called, Health and Human Services, and apply for your state insurance there. Like, you guys, hey, Isabella, you got to get up and you got to take action. Like, you're not going to just be able to sign yourself up doing nothing. Like, you have to go out and, like, get things done, And sometimes a lot of people just need somebody to say, okay, this is what you need to do. Go get your insurance. Go get on HUD housing. Go get your food stamps. Go get your tea, whatever it is that you need assistance with, right? And utilize that. I don't know about you guys, but one of the first things I did when I got sober was I got a job. I had to get a job because I needed to be able to provide for my family. You have to go, though, you guys. You have to go. You can do Medicaid. There you go. Or Medicaid, you guys. Whatever that is, whatever you got to do it. Because that will help you. So that way you won't have to go and be destitute anymore, So get those teeth taken care of. Get those teeth taken care of. Now, if you're somebody who already has really bad teeth, they're all messed up in the front, they're all messed up in the bottom, There's options that you guys can do, like get those fuckers pulled and go get you some dentures. There's also these things that if you don't have enough money and you're saving up, that you can clip into your mouth that go over your teeth that look perfect. They look great. Thank you. I have no makeup on, girl. I'm just fresh faced to the world tonight. But my hair, y'all, it's feeling super silky. I have to say that. Like, I'm really proud of my hair, how far it's come. Yes, Tracy, listen, I was the same way, girl. I was like, why did I put off this doctor's appointment with my Hep C doctor? Why did I put this off for so long? It was so simple. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, why did I do this? Now, the coochie doctor, that I am not looking forward to. But I need to go to a woman gynecologist because my male doctor doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. I need to go to a doctor who understands because I need to find out what's going on with my hormones and shit. If they're hurting, Emily, it's most likely because something's going on inside of them, honey. If you might not realize it, you can know what you can do. Go to Walmart and buy you one of those teeth kits with a little prong thing on the end of it, and go in the mirror and poke in the middle of your tooth. If the middle of your tooth is squishy, that means you have a cavity. If it's squishy and it's sticky, that means that tooth is rotting from the inside out. So go to the dentist. They have to give me gas to clean my teeth. I have such bad anxiety. Can anyone give me advice? I literally have no one to ask without being judged. What's up? 1234 121B. Sure, what you need. That's what my dentist assistant taught me that. She was like, girl, go in there and if you want to know, if it sticks, it'll be sticky, you know? When my teeth hurt, I had an infection inside my gums and in the root of my tooth. Yeah. That just gave me goosebumps. I had been on Suboxone the last 7 days. I slipped up today once, didn't feel it. Do I take it normally tomorrow or wait longer? Okay, hold on a second. So you took a hydro, what'd you take? And you were already on your Suboxone. So that's great. You know what happened? That means your Suboxone worked. And it those opiates out of your system. So yeah, you can take your Suboxone like normal. You'll be fine. It kicked it right out. Yeah, not worth it. You listen to me. Like with fentanyl, it's not worth it because you have to like take so much that you'll basically overdose yourself and die. Like only doctors know how to properly override buprenorphine. You know what I mean? Like you got to be real careful. And just so you know, let me just say this. This is not medical advice. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a therapist. I'm not a nurse. I'm not a counselor. I'm just sharing with you guys what I've learned from my own personal experience. I too, when I was in active addiction years ago, I used Suboxone, and there's many times that I did the same thing, and I was so excited to get some pills, and I would take them, and I was like, fuck, I didn't wait long enough. You know what I mean? I'm not glad I felt disgusted after that and realized what I really want. Yeah, so, like, sobriety is way better than being in active addiction. You know what I mean? And, like, the problem is that... So whatever was going on in your life to make you think I need to take these pills, right? I don't know if you like had some old friends you ran into, or if you just been going through some trauma or some depression, or you're not like, you have to work on yourself and you have to have a sober support network. You can't just get sober, you guys, and like expect to be sober. You know what I mean? Like it takes a lot of like work to stay sober, you know? You gotta get involved in recovery and get into meetings and get yourself like a sponsor or a mentor and like actively seek recovery. You know? I'll tell you guys this. I have seen more people relapse this last week on TikTok than I have in a long time. I know of like 4 people this week that have relapsed. And I'm just like, damn, that makes me scared. You know what I mean? It makes me scared, and it makes me think like, I don't know, it makes me scared. I don't want to relapse, you know? Yeah, so you got to clean out. If you're finding stuff still, you need to clean out, like have somebody over that's sober and ask them if they'll help you clean out, your drawers and clean out your clothes and stuff like that, Aaron just scared me. Hey, Chris. Yeah, Chris, you relapsed too. So and listen to me. I'm not judging you, okay? Like, and I'm not trying to sound like, oh my gosh, so many people are relapsing. But so many people are relapsing right now. And I don't know if it's the change in the weather or, if it's just like, I don't know what it is. But you have to figure out, like, what is going on. Why did you relapse, Chris? What was going on in your life that contributed to your relapse? How long had you been sober before you relapsed, okay? And then you guys, relapsing can kill you, okay? Like, going out and picking up in today's day and age, with the way fentanyl is in everything, you are risking your life, okay? Well, Nicole, I know when you're a drug addict and you just want to feel good, you're not thinking about how you're going to be risking your life, right? You're not thinking about, like, leaving your family behind and hurting people that care about you, Yeah, so you guys, Tessa just said, I've struggled with shame and feeling uncomfortable to reach out to somebody. This is exactly why I don't shame anyone who's struggling in addiction. This is why I don't denounce people who are not in recovery because the TikTok recovery community says they are. This is why I don't jump on bandwagons attacking and judging addicts. I remain neutral. I remain supportive and loving and patient and tolerant, so that way anyone who is struggling will feel comfortable to come to me and reach out. A lot of these people on the internet are shutting themselves off from being able to help anybody and be of service to anyone because of their judgment. You know what I mean? Like, you're judging somebody. Just, that's what it is. You're judging somebody. When you're sitting up on your pedestal and you're looking down at Ashley, you're judging. Okay? I don't give a fuck what she's doing over there on her account. You are judging. And that is why you will not catch me doing that. No way, ma'am. You know why, you guys? Because it is literally deadly out there. You are going to die, okay? And so if I can be somebody's safe spot, if I can be somebody's connection to where they can come to me and get help, then that's what I'm going to do. That's who I'm going to be. Crystal, almost 4 months clean. I've been so ashamed. Yeah, so, okay, that's 4 months is a good amount of time. So, 4 months is enough time to know that you shouldn't be going out and getting high, right? And so what coping skills had you developed in those 4 months? That's what you have to think about, all right? And if you haven't developed any coping skills in those 4 months, Crystal, then you need to reevaluate and do everything different, okay? So if you're saying to me, Nicole, I really didn't have any coping skills and I didn't have anybody to reach out to, all right? Then if that's what you're saying to me, then I would say, okay, you need to do everything different than the way you did it last time. If you didn't like going to meetings last time, this time you're going to meetings. If you didn't want to get a sponsor or a mentor or an accountability partner, this time you're getting one of those. If you didn't want to go to therapy, this time you're going to therapy. All of the stuff that you didn't do last time, you need to start doing now. I was a chronic relapser in the past. I did get down to the bottom. I'm so worried because of today's slip. I'm going to be back at day one tomorrow. I wouldn't really focus in on the days, okay? So, like, I believe in episodes of use, okay? So, when a person picks up, and if they just pick up and they get right back on track, I count that as an episode of use, okay? Now, if they continue using and they don't come back, then I consider that a relapse. All right, so with an episode of use, your main focus is just getting right back on track, you know? So don't really focus on the days. It doesn't matter, okay? The day doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how long you've been sober. It doesn't matter if it was an episode of use or a relapse or whatever you want to call it. All that matters is that you're getting back on track now, you know? Like, make sure that you hold yourself accountable. Like, you know what you did was unhealthy and that you don't need to repeat that behavior. But don't put so much focus on the days, you know? It's once you listen to me, just don't even worry about that. 5 years down the line, you'll be like, oh, wow, I'm already 5 years sober. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't even worry, okay? Just focus on putting one foot in front of the other. And I'm telling you guys, like, part of your self-care should be taking care of your sobriety, okay? Like, people always ask me, haters, why do you talk about recovery all the time? Is that all you do is talk about recovery? Well, yeah, basically, except for when I'm like with my husband or something and we're talking about other shit. But yeah, like I live recovery 100% all the time. You know why? Because if I don't, then I fall off. I do something stupid, you know? And so sometimes, you guys, we have to make a change. Maybe you need to start focusing your energy more on your recovery. You know, maybe you got distracted and you were focusing more on, you know, your job or how long you've been sober instead of focusing on that day and staying sober just for today, you know? Yeah, today is all we have, okay? Tomorrow I could wake up and relapse and die. Tomorrow I could go and walk outside and get hit by a train. You know what I'm saying? Don't beat yourself up, okay? That's all I can tell you guys, is don't beat yourself up about it, all right? It's hard. I understand that it's hard. And that's why I do what I do. And I do these live streams all the time because it helps me stay focused on my sobriety also. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, I'm human, you know, and there's days where I think like, damn, I could be on meth and be skinny already. That's a huge trigger for me is my weight. And I think about that. I think, damn, if I could just get some ice, I could fucking do a couple of fucking shots and be skinny as hell already, you know? And have all the energy in the world. And be peeping out the blinds. But who cares about peeping out the blinds? You know what I'm saying, though? Like, that's a huge trigger. I think about that sometimes. But then I play the tape all the way through. Exactly. Oh, let me read something out about... So, I saw somebody trying to clown me for reading out of the big book. Even though I'm not like in Alcoholics Anonymous. The reason why I read out of the big book is because I love it. And I think it has a lot of great information that can help many people. But I am not a member of Alcoholics Anonymous anymore. I'm a member of MARA. So, and just so everybody knows, like, I had to block a lot of people this week. A lot of people. It's actually pretty fucking shameful that I had to block so many people. I can read this book, you know, and not be a member of Alcoholics Anonymous. I read it because it has good information, and it helps people. You know what I mean? So, and, you know, if people, I actually live by what the book says. That's why I've been able to stay sober. Like, I use these principles in my life. And I put principles before personalities. You know, I've let go of my resentments because I know that they're fatal to me. And if more people would actually read this book and live the principles of Alcoholics Anonymous, then they wouldn't be on the internet bashing other people all day long, because they would actually have a recovery program. But see, that's the problem. 97% of people here on TikTok and Real Talk in TikTok recovery community don't have a recovery program. They're not working any kind of program at all. And so we have to work a program to stay healthy, you guys, okay? We have to, all right? If we don't, then we run off of our own self-will. When I am running off of self-will, I'm making response videos to haters. I'm cussing folks out. I am, you know, I'm not the Nicole that's here to help and serve. You know, I am sassy, clapback Nicole. You know what I mean? That's when I'm living in my will. But when God is guiding me in my life, I'm here to serve. And so a lot of people need to have a reevaluation of their lives and stop living in their will and actually let their higher power guide them. Because we would be such a better off recovery community if more people would actually try to live their lives by the program, you know? Chris said she stopped talking to her sponsor. Yep, that's the first sign of it, huh, girl? That's a big sign, you know? I totally understand. I've been there. Oh gosh, I'm trying to find this part. And listen, you guys, I'm not trying to talk about drama and shit, and I don't want to bring it up, but I know a lot of you guys have been seeing all the crap that people are saying about me, you know, and all the videos that people are making about me. And I just want people to understand, especially you guys who support me, that the reason why I do what I do is because I want to remain a place where people can come and be safe and know that they are not going to be judged, whether that's a complete stranger or Ashley. You know, that's why I don't stop doing what I'm doing. I really want y'all to understand that. There is a reason why I am doing what I'm doing, and it's because I have been through this drama before, okay? I've been through this drama before with people in the situation. There was a girl named Gina on YouTube like 4 years ago, and she was like fucking up, right? She was claiming recovery, and she was getting fucked up all the time. And all these people in the recovery community started making videos about her, trying to call her out, right? Exposing her, calling her out because she's making a mockery of the recovery community. And I didn't. And when she was finally ready to get help, she came to me and I was able to help her get help and get sober. And so that's why I am standing tall and standing firm on what I have always done, and that is be of service and help anyone who needs it. And I don't judge anyone, you know? So that's why. Now, this is what I wanted to read to you guys, this part. So it says, our so-called willpower becomes practically non-existent. We are unable at certain times to bring into our consciousness with sufficient force the memory of suffering and humiliation of even a week or month ago. We are without defense against the first drink or drug. So, this is telling us that we won't even be, like when we're in relapse mode, y'all, and we are wanting to pick up, or we're picking up, we're not going to remember the horrible times that we had in our addiction. Guess what we're remembering? We're having euphoric recall, and we're remembering the good times. We're remembering how great it made us feel to be high. We're remembering, you know, the relief that we got. That's what it's called, euphoric recall. The brain does it on its own. So you have to retrain your brain to focus on the bad times. That's what I do. I have retrained my brain to remember the time I had to hand my son over to a CPS worker. That, my friends, was the worst day of my motherfucking life. And that will keep me sober. Like, every time I think about going out and doing meth, I think about that. Every time I think about taking a Xanax bar, I think about that. You can heal your brain. Did y'all know that? You can heal your brain, and the neural pathways in your brain, they actually start healing themselves when you start making good choices, when you start telling the truth, when you start helping others, when you start taking care of your kids, when you stop lying, like all of that stuff that you used to do that was bad, when you start changing it and doing the good, that your brain's neural pathways are transitioning. I used to seriously, it was literally like second nature to just lie, cheat, steal, manipulate all the time, right? And so when I got sober, at the beginning, I felt like second nature, lying, cheating, and stealing, right? And so I had to practice and learn how to not lie, cheat, and steal, right? And so even if you're on Suboxone or Methadone, your brain can heal. So while you're on your MAT and you're doing the right thing and you're being honest and you're healing your brain. You're changing, okay? I asked Dr. B about it because I was like, well, I just know somebody's going to say, well, you're still on drugs. Your brain can't heal. Yes, bitch, it can. So, shut up. Yeah. This part right here, y'all, when it told me, like, I'm not going to be able to remember how bad it was, that really hit me hard because that was what it was like. Every time I would relapse and go out, because I've had significant sobriety time. Well, significant to me, 6 months, 9 months. That's the longest I was ever able to stay sober. And I'll tell you a story about the last time I stayed sober for 9 months. So it was in 2010. I had just gotten out of prison. And for those of you guys that don't know, I went to prison in 2009 for possession of a controlled substance, a Class C felony, which was methamphetamine. I was in the passenger seat of my car with a guy that was selling methamphetamine, and he was driving, and we got pulled over, We got set up. And I had meth in my purse, and he had meth in his sock, okay? So it was pretty bad. I remember when he pulled us over, I was like, he goes, is this your purse? I was like, no. And he was like, Nicole, it has your ID in it. I was like, that ain't my ID. Who's that? I don't know who that is. I was high as hell. I was tweaked out of my mind. That's why I need to find my fucking mugshot, you guys. Somebody help me find my mugshot. I cannot find my mugshot. I have looked everywhere for it. I can't find it. It's not online. Just so y'all know, it's not online. I think I'm going to have to pay for it to get it. But anyway, I was high. So I got charged with possession, and they put me on probation. And I thought, you know what? I can do this. Probation for 3 years. I'll get off probation, and then I will, be able to go back to my normal life. Well, probation is a lot harder when you can't stay sober, and I could not stay sober. I kept relapsing. My probation officer even sent me to treatment, and that was my second time going to treatment when she sent me. And so I, relapsed right after it, and she ended up revoking my probation and sending me to prison. Now, once I came out of prison, I paroled out to a sober living house here in Little Rock called Williamsburg. And the way this place is set up is it's a building, it's an old nursing home. So you walk in, there's an office, and then there's a hallway, and it's all women's rooms. It's all bedrooms. And then there's another hallway back here, a big old eating area and living room, and then a kitchen. And then downstairs is the men's hallway. Like, they have all the men down there. So there's like 100 people that can live there, that are in recovery. So I lived there, and I loved it. It was perfect for me. I needed the structure. If you're somebody who's newly sober and you're thinking about like whether or not you should go into sober living, I recommend it 100%. It helped me so much. And I also made friends. I made friends who were also sober. And one thing you have to do is be careful and make sure that you surround yourself with people who are actually trying to stay sober too. Because there are going to be people in there that are just trying to get by, you know. So I surrounded myself with people who were wanting to stay sober too. Now, once I got there, I relapsed like a couple weeks after I got there, straight out of prison. And I went to treatment because I was just like fucked up. I went out with somebody to their hotel room and I did some meth. So I went to treatment. So that was my third treatment. After I got out of treatment, I moved back into the sober living, and that's where I stayed for the next 9 months. And I was doing so well, you guys. But you know what happened? I had a job. I got promoted at my job. I was making really good money. And my boss asked me to go to Memphis with her. And so I went to Memphis with my boss to like turn these stores into Kroger stores. It was called Schnucks. So I went there to turn these Schnucks stores into Kroger stores. And while I was there, I was taking Xanax and Klonopin. By the time I got back, I was on a full-fledged run, y'all. Full-fledged run. And I went out. I didn't come back. I moved out of the sober living, moved in with a friend, and kept getting high. And I had 9 months sober and threw it all away. And I stayed out until I got sober in 2015. So a lot of the times what happens to me when I get high is because I start achieving things. I start achieving like, you know, great things, and I start doing really well. And I start doing good, and then I forget that I have to do recovery, you know? And so that's what I had to do. Like, I forgot where I came from. I forgot that I needed to go to meetings, and I started, you know, doing my own thing. And that's what led me back to getting high, was doing my own thing and not doing recovery. And it's easy for that to happen. And I think that's what happens, you know. I don't know if anybody here on TikTok, I don't know a lot of people here on TikTok. I don't know, when I see their videos and they say they're in recovery, I don't know if they actually do anything like meetings or they're working with anybody to stay sober. Like, I don't know if they're just in recovery, just staying at home. You know what I mean? But like I've always like actively worked a program of recovery, because if I don't, you guys, I'm just going to relapse. Like, I'm just going to be a dry drunk. I'm just going to be somebody who's like not working on anything, you know, and that's not healthy. Like, I have to, honestly, I have to work on changing and being a better person every single day. That's how I stay sober. So, yeah, so I don't know. What do y'all got for me? Y'all talk to me. Tell me something. Ask me a question. I don't know. Ask me a question. I'll answer it. Anything you want to know? Anything you guys need help with? I'm looking at how shiny my hair is right now. I'm sorry. I just love how shiny it is. If you need help with anything, if you have some suggestions for videos you want me to make, if you want to, you know, I don't know, anything. Yeah. I'm going to get ready to go wash my face and stuff, because that's what I need to do, is wash my face. But before I wash my face, I'm going to have a little snickety snack. Y'all already know that. My husband's such an old man, he already went to bed. Ooh. Okay, here we go. I guess. That's a lot of sponsees. No. But I try to help, you know, be here for you guys. If you ever need anything, you can always reach out to me. A lot of you guys can do that. You know, a lot of y'all message me on YouTube or on Facebook. I'm going to have a little snack. I'm so grateful to be sober, you guys. That's all I gotta say. Like, I'm really grateful to be sober. I have come a long way. You know, my life was wild for the longest time. And I hurt so many people. I hurt my family so bad, man. I think about that a lot. That's one thing I gotta heal, because I just have so much shame and guilt because I hurt my mom and dad, you know? But they've forgiven me. They even said they do, but it still bothers me, you know? Okay, there's my Braunschweiger. Okay, how'd you get a sponsor? That's a great question. Good job. So, first and foremost, to get a sponsor, you need to be involved in some kind of fellowship, like Alcoholics Anonymous, MARA, Narcotics Anonymous, Cocaine Anonymous, any 12-step fellowship will have sponsorship. Okay, I don't know if Smart Recovery does. They might. And then what you do is you go to that fellowship and you listen to people sharing, you know? And what you do is you listen to them share, and you are going to be looking for somebody who has what you want, okay? So, like when I was looking for my sponsor, I picked a lady. First, I had a lady named Kathy. She was like 60 years old, super sweet. And she was sharing, and she said she was a pillhead. I was like, I like her. And she had her life together. She had her husband back. She had her son, and I was like, I need to hook up with her. But that's what you do. You listen to somebody who has what you want, you know? Now, I suggest like finding somebody in your hometown that you can go to meetings with. Because then you can go get coffee. You can have a good time, you know, and go to meetings together. One of my first sponsors, I went to an all-women's retreat. Y'all, it's so much fun. I know you guys know Kimmy, Miss Kimmy on here. She would be a badass sponsor. I think. I really like her a lot. She's in California, though. But she's badass. She does NA, but she supports MAT. And she also sponsors people who are on MAT. And she's somebody that I would want to be my sponsor, you know? She's fun. She's positive. She's uplifting. She helps others. Then my second sponsor was a girl that I used to get high with. I used to get high with her. And she was a great sponsor too. She was awesome. We had the best time. I've been to Cocaine Anonymous meetings, or Cocaine Anonymous conventions. That was fun. I went with another sponsor to that. That was fun. Because we went to Memphis, Tennessee. And it was a party, y'all. A party the whole time. So, it was fun. Look, I'm going to get off here, y'all. Eat the rest of my crackers. I love y'all. Go follow me on Instagram. Go follow my YouTube. And I'll see y'all tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Central. I love y'all.